What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not alone today, so welcome my new guest, Fastidious here. He is a newer content creator on the scene. He's running a lot of interesting videos on his channel. Make sure you guys check it out. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description below, but we are going to check out his brand new account here. It's only 49 days old. So we're going to go through his account, maybe give him a little roast, maybe give him a little rave. I don't know. This guy has been around the scene since 2019. He stepped off for a little bit to cover Watcher of Realms. So he's coming over here from another game. It's really cool actually talking to him about his perspective from another game, but he's also has a very OG perspective on Raid as well. So coming back basically to a brand new Raid account here. He's here to talk Raid. Welcome, Fastidious. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Boozer. We've been hanging out a lot this afternoon, which has been really great getting to know you and talk Raid and talk content. But yeah, like you said, I've been playing Raid since 2019. I made content for almost a year straight in 2021 with like a full free-to-play series. And I got to say, it blew my mind coming back and seeing, because you and Colred weren't around then, and coming back and seeing you two and what you guys have taken free-to-play to the next level. And I got to say, your videos in particular have been, I told you this off camera, but the number one things on like my second screen that I'm watching while I'm playing at all times. So it's pretty darn awesome to be here. And yeah, so I was free to play for over 3 years in Raid, but I was coming back. I'm very openly sponsored, so I wanted kind of a different take. And I was like, all right, let's do a balling on a budget is what we're going to call it. So I did a strict budget. I'm like, can I be that much better? I'll tell you, much more than the money, the game has just changed, and that's making me much better. I did not start with Alice back in my day, and I didn't start with 9-piece set, pinpoint dungeon open, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really hope it's a roast, not a rave. Obviously, I kind of know what I'm doing, but obviously I'm not you. So this should be a lot of fun.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, thank you so much. And yeah, like I said, guys, he started off playing in 2019, fully free to play for a while, and then he came back. And of course, this account, full disclosure, he does have a small budget on it. I believe it's $150 a month. That is his budget he's going to spend on this account. And yeah, we're just going to hop in and have a quick look, as we do with a lot of these accounts. Let's check out what his shard situation is. So maybe you can, let's say you had the $150 in your first month. What did you spend most of your money on? Just curious.
Yeah, I think I can remember everything I spent money on. I did want to make one disclaimer. I personally would not say $150 is small. I think you might call it like low spender or mid spender, but I think it's always important to remember the reason I'm kind of doing it with this angle is like, if you're on a budget, that just means you have an amount that you're going to spend every month and not go above. But don't start thinking like 2 AAA games. Not that you think this, but like 2 AAA games plus a month is like cheap, obviously, right? It's like, I feel like these games condition us to feel otherwise. So essentially with this return, I started off, my month one was a $75 budget. But the point of it was I want to spend enough that it's a different experience than free to play. So I was like, what's the lowest I can go? So month two, we permanently will not increase again. We locked in 150. And yeah, so what have I bought? I bought the first month, we bought the Forge Pass, which was phenomenal. I would not 1 ounce of me regrets that. It was Bolster, which I think probably was the best starter Forge Pass to get.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Tagore and Bolster is pretty wild. We bought the monthly pack, which I do regret. Just a couple summons. That was a poor purchase. So I think that puts us at $50. Then we bought the gem pack, which is a must buy. If you were going to spend the daily gems, like you have to buy this. I think if you're a spender spending at least $10, it's the best buy. That and the Forge Pass are the things I will swear by. And then we bought the Apprentice Pass.
Apprentice. Okay.
And people, which is only available when you start. It's like where you'd see the Forge Pass now. But I would recommend this. Like it basically gave me a new instant 6 stars. So instead of making my first 6 star, I was making 2 at once. I got several epic books. I got a ton of Ascension materials, and I got a ton of silver, and it was $10 or $15. So it felt like obviously not a value even for me right now. And I would say certainly not a value for any advanced account, but for when they offer it to you, I think it's a pretty tremendous value. So that was the first month. So it's not like it didn't move the needle at all, but I didn't think it was so special. But I was like, I want this to feel like a spender account, but I want to spend as minimally as possible. And I really felt like 150 would do it. And I do think that did it. So this month we bought 2 Prism things for $50 each. So that was $100.
Ooh, yeah.
We bought the Forge Pass. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll explain why I did that if you're curious.
Forge
Those are the
Fest.
only times I like spent on summons. We bought the $15 pack for two sacreds when I hit level 47,
Yeah,
which
cool.
I did only for the fusion. We talked about that on my channel. I was just like, I do not want to miss Fabian, and I knew that would help me. I didn't know it was Fabian at the time, but I had a feeling it'd be a good fusion. And then what was the last purchase? And the gem pack, and that's it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, and you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. And I spent $5 on the smallest prism pack because I promised my channel I would do exactly 150, and I was at 145, and I couldn't find anything for $5.
You mentioned you bought the prism. Did you wait for the champion chase to pull the prisms?
So there's an amazing question, and the perfect question for you to ask. First time I didn't know that was a thing. It was my first prism of all time. So because I
Oh,
played 2019 to beginning 2023, we didn't have prisms, so I didn't know they would line up at champ chase. I figured, hey, this is Polarium, this is Raid, they're going to screw me. So I pulled them right away. It was the dwarf pool. Dwarf's my favorite faction. I wanted Geomancer. We got Geomancer.
oh wow.
But I felt really bad because like 2 days later there was the champ chase. So this time I very much did it properly.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, that sounds like a lot of stuff, to be honest. And you touched upon, obvious couple of things that are, I would even give 2 thumbs up in terms of overall value. Obviously, the gem pass. If you're a spender, this is some of the best return you can get. It takes a month, but it's kind of like daily gratification. You get a little bit of a drip, drip dopamine, I guess, over a month. And the Forge Pass. The Forge Pass, I always, say it's a good buy, especially if you're early. If you're early, it's a huge buy because this handles. I mean, as fun as it is pulling shards and getting champions, you need gear, and this is basically like a Savage set out of a box, and you're gonna get some 6-star gear right away. And if you're a brand new account, this is gonna be massive for you, right? Even if the gear is not the best, you can kind of just make it work, and it's still gonna be pretty good with 20% ignore defense. So yeah, good buys. And you said the shards helped you complete Fabian, and Fabian is probably one of those fusions that warrants a spender to spend money on to finish. So
Yeah.
good for you for going for that.
I will say, in hindsight, I could have done it without buying the two sacreds, but and I don't know if I will always buy those level 7 packs. It depends on the month. Depends if there's a Forge Pass, I think. Or there's like a huge energy pack. That's kind of what I'm looking out for already moving forward, because I'm kind of already thinking I want to move away from summons. I just think on an early game account, those prism summons are such a value, and it kind of has proven that on my account. So yeah, those are purchases that I felt were just going to be safe. And Fabian, to me, I mean, I've played the game long enough. I read the kit. It blew my mind in half. Like, yeah, I guess it's not Armand's, but for some stuff it kind of is, and it's like it's so good. He's so good. So I didn't know it was going to be him when I bought it, but I wanted to be prepared. But I gotta say, one extra thing with the Forge Pass, you said 6-star gear, even 5-star gear. Like if you go to my roster and just sort by like equipped and just look at my bolster gear, because I haven't really summoned my instinct yet. That's such a huge part of my account. There it is right there on Alice, her helm, right? It's like, is it that pinpoint?
Oh, pinpoint.
No, it's pinpoint. Excuse me. Sorry. But if you just sort by any equipped bolster gear, just click around, you'll find it. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
This is just the best gear on my account right now, and it's allowed me to focus on champ training. It's allowed me to focus on building out my account, farming masteries. Yeah, this gear, am I going to be proud of those gloves in a couple months? I hope not. But right now, it's awesome. Yeah,
exactly. Like exactly what I was saying. Like the 6-star gear doesn't matter, how good it is. It's going to be the best pieces on your account. And Forge Pass is going to be great value. I wanted to jump into your roster here because I actually never saw it. So you mentioned that you spent some money on some shards. So I want to see what you actually have to show for it. So obviously you were around for the Alice. Login, whatever campaign. You got her for free. There she is. Did you sign up for Wukong when you signed up this account? And he was free.
I did sign up for Wukong.
Okay, so
it was before Gallic, but I'll tell you, I'm planning to play for a while. And I would still pick him over Supreme Gallic.
I think I would agree as well. Wukong would probably have pretty good value, but Supreme Gallic is pretty good because he brings the HP burn that will help you for Spider, especially for early, and he brings the HP burn and block buffs for Hydra in the late. So he has very late game value as well. But I think Wukong, you'd be happy with Wukong no matter what.
I think what it comes down to Supreme Gallic is Supreme. He's awesome. I guess that's actually kind of a stretch because not all the Supreme starters are feel that Supreme. But with Wukong, it's like a lot of the joy for Raid, for me with Raid is Arena, and I'd have no shot in heck. This piece is cool. I'd have no shot in heck in Arena without Wukong. So that's been a lot of fun. And I also feel like if I'm thinking end game, if I ever make it that far, I hope I do, then it's like, I feel like Wukong's really exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, you found a couple good pieces there. I actually got a cool
Yeah.
piece. I just got a triple roll on a crit damage weapon if you want to show it. Maybe I still need to go to the optimizer. It'll be the only one leveled. But this worked out pretty dang cool.
That is a good
Yeah.
weapon. That is.
And I have those boots. So that's probably my first set hookup where I was like, oh, I'm playing Raid, because we got this triple speed roll in these boots. So pretty cool.
You got some, honestly, this looks really good. Like this account, okay guys, like to be real, this account is level 40, day 49. So it's for real, day 49. And I'm looking at this build and I'm like, you have a triple speed, you got a triple speed attack.
This was just lucky, man.
Attack percentage chest with a double crit rate and speed on a speed chest already. And you have this glove, a 6-star glove, like attack percentage on crit damage, double crit rate, speed accuracy. Like it's, what? Like these pieces are pretty.
On my show, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm a new account. Alice, I know. Like, I want to give a shout out to Cruisen. I love him. I'd say him and you're probably my most watched guys right now. But he was kind of trashing Alice. And yes, if you're maybe Boozer or Cruisen, you don't need Alice. Alice is the greatest starter champion I think you could even conceive of for a new account. I cannot believe how strong she is. Yeah, that banner's pretty cool. And if you go to my masteries, I've sworn by this. I was actually advised against it, but I stand by it. I put her in Giant Slayer. For all boss content, I turn off everything.
Fair,
so she's always doing triple hitters, and it's nonstop. She's my best character for everything. I'm lucky to have a couple good pieces of gear. It all goes on Alice, and she's kind of carried. You know, I think you'll be impressed with my PvE progress. I think you'll find some of my boss progress laughable, my clan boss progress. But it's kind of on the back of this. So
yes,
it's a whole new game. It's a whole new game.
Yeah, this Alice, she's one of the definitely super good free champion, like legit free 7-day login champion. I believe the event is over now, but whoever has her is definitely very good. And you geared her out really well. So crit damage, this is like way beyond 49 days. You can't buy.
Look at the amulet stinks.
Yeah, this amulet, you can get extra 40 crit damage here, but this banner, incredible. And that's one of the big differences for the game now versus long time ago, is that you can get access to 6-star feral gear by winning your siege just randomly. Like you don't even need to be super good in the game. You just be in the clan and you got a 6-star banner. That's awesome.
Obviously I hit the jackpot with that piece, right? But if you guys just think about, so this is like, I stopped playing in 2023. Feral didn't exist, right? Alice didn't exist. So just do the math. We're talking 115 accuracy plus the 1-piece bonus. Yep. We're talking 155 accuracy from 1 piece. Something else that didn't exist is guaranteed stats from the blessing. So they gave me a 5-star blessing. That's another 75. Yep. So I believe, so that would be 230 accuracy without doing anything from 2 things that didn't exist when I played. So it changed everything. And that's what's blowing my mind. It's kind of exciting, but it's kind of crazy because I've went back and watched some of my old free-to-play videos, and like at this point, I'm still running Spirit Host on that account. I'm still running Diabolist. Or maybe I just moved to Haikatoon.
Yeah, so it's crazy the amount of stats. Like obviously this is huge for brand new players. You boost them up right away so they can progress through the the early slog, right? So it makes a lot of sense, and it's really good to see a build like this. Obviously it's like a veteran, experienced player that can build a champion like this. So she works really well. She has good accuracy, 200 speed, crit capped, and good attack and everything. She obviously doesn't have ignore defense set yet. Maybe you get lucky with the instinct forge pass, but obviously this account is less than 2 months old, so you can't expect that. 5-star blessing, of course, very, very good. Next champion, like we have Wukong here. Like I noticed that he was also crit capped with 200 speed. I mean, I think this is intentional that you're aiming for this high speed. He does have accuracy.
I wanted him shout out to the Hell 80s optimizer. I mean, that also changed that you can it existed then, but we didn't put the gear on for you. It does that now. And I was like, all right, Wukong needs to be 1 speed faster than Alice in case there's some removable shields that he can strip off before. And it allowed me to get to gold 5 just with this. So pretty cool. Yeah, these boots were cool.
Look at this boot. You probably don't play a lot of live arena and you get this boot. Like this boot is ridiculous. Double crit rate on the crit damage with the speed. Yeah, it's great. And then you capitalize on some of the event dungeon farming, so that gives you some easy stats here. So the pinpoint gives you easy accuracy, easy speed. Yeah, it's huge, right? Like you don't even need to have a workable spider team, and then you already picked up, stuff like this, and it's just a huge boost.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it on my account. It's like you'll notice, like it's like this gear on Geomancer sucks, but it's pinpoint, so it's good. Like it's that simple. It's like the game's really different.
Yep. So, yeah, and this Geomancer works perfectly fine. It's a great champion, especially starting out. Easy to build, just accuracy and any kind of survivability. Tagore here, which is interesting. Fully booked with the revive, and then the increased speed and the turn meter boost. Oh, not turn meter boost. It's the heal. So you're gonna run this guy in your arena with the increased speed. Is that?
I run him as like my alt for arena. So like in live arena, he's my fifth. Him or Gorgorab. Depending on but I'm working on getting Dazdirk in there. No, Tagore didn't exist when I played. He's newer. He's part of my download link, not to plug it, but
70k HP.
But,
sorry.
Yeah, but so Tagore is the second most important character on my account. He's in every single thing I do except for some PvP. Yeah, you see that bolster piece, right? It's just crazy. You're able to do that. This piece is nuts too.
This piece is nuts. What the hell? This piece is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Forge Pass is awesome if you want to spend, guys. But basically with Tagore, it's like he doesn't die. So there's no content that I'm good enough for that he can die in. So like Fire Knight, like the fight would have to go horribly wrong for me to fail, and I make sure it doesn't. So yeah, sometimes it takes 18 minutes if the RNG is bad, but Tagore can't die because he's healing himself back up, and he's so tanky for this stuff that yeah, kind of a crazy thing. So
it's crazy, man.
Him and Alice have carried me through everything, and now I believe it or not, I didn't really have Wukong properly built. He was just for arena, but I think I'm trying to remember the order I 6-starred. It was Alice, Tagore. Actually, it was Kale first, which I do regret. I know some people won't like hearing that, but it was Kale and Alice on the same day. Then it was Tagore, Geo, Ugo. Then I think it was SWK. Actually, no, Banshee was in there earlier, which I also regret. But I didn't know I was going to get. I didn't know I was going to get. I didn't know I was going to get Geomancer, so I shouldn't say I regret it, but it aged poorly.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, so actually, of my 6-stars, my most recent one is Sun Wukong. Actually, I am sitting on enough mats to make 2. I think 2 more. Maybe at the end you can give me advice. I think we'll agree on what to do. But yeah, but finally getting him to 60, finally getting him 6-star, and finally getting him faster than Alice, it really opens some stuff up.
This Tagore, I was just gonna say, like, like this level of a carry, a carry champion like this at level 49, like it's absolutely insane. Like he has a bolster set, he's running 70 something K HP, and he's a reviver. All your full team reviver. It's wild. So you basically have like a Duchess here, like, you know what I mean, like a better Duchess that can heal herself. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's awesome. It's a huge carry for this champion. Yeah.
Here's one, like, so with the Sand Devil tournament, like I don't go higher than 13, and really I only farmed 11 just to get the prisms, but I could go higher, and it's only because it's Tagore, just because they can't kill him. So Tagore and Wukong, we slowly can kill it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That strategy probably works for like Bommel as well for Doom Tower once you get there.
Kinda,
so, yeah, kinda,
yeah. Well, I cheese Bommel not cheese, but I just run Rector as the lead, and then I put more resistance on Tagore, and then it works.
Okay. You said that you don't use Kale. Kale looks geared.
I use him in Clan Boss, but I'm dying to get him out. He's just like he's good for faction wars.
Yeah, I figured like yeah, it's interesting. You got some, obviously once you pull Geomancer, it's the death.
Yeah, it changed everything. It's true.
It's the death of these poisoners and other HP burners or boss killers. Banshee for sure, and Kale.
Let me say one thing before. I know you probably have some of the most educated viewers of any channel. So before you roast me for doing +1 Geo, I've actually pulled 3 Geo because he's been in the prison pool twice, and I got quite lucky. So there's been a little luck.
On one of my accounts, it took me over 3 years to pull my first Geomancer. So I skipped. There was an ancient shard guarantee, 40 ancient shards for a guaranteed Geomancer way back in the day, and I remember
I did that. I did that. Okay. Yeah, summer 2021. I remember it.
And I remember myself saying, I'm gonna pass on this because he's an epic. I'll get him eventually, and I didn't get him for Yeah, two
Bro,
plus
let me tell
years
you
later.
something. Let me tell you something. My worst take. So my OG content creation, because I did content in 2021 and I didn't do it again until summer 23. Which, by the way, it's not like I went from Raid to Watcher. I just stopped playing Raid, and a year and a half later, I fell in love with Watcher and started making videos again. Um, and the rest is history, whatever. But so that summer, they did the Geomancer thing. He had come out like 3 or 4 weeks before, and then he was broken. But I hadn't played with him, I hadn't done a takeover with him, and everyone told me he was broken. I read the kit. I'm like, how could he be broken? I didn't understand how the reflect damage worked. I didn't understand how the enemy max HP procs worked. It was different back then. It could proc off Giant Slayer for a minute, which was nuts. And my chat convinced me to do it. So I was like you. I almost didn't do it. I was like against him, and then I did. So I was like, "What's 40 ancients even on a free to play?" And yeah, he's stupid strong. I'm of the opinion there's not a conversation. I think he's the best epic in the game.
Yeah, I have him. I have him as the best epic in the game on
Yeah. Okay.
two
Cool.
lists. I have him on two lists. I made one last year or 2 years ago, and I made one this year. And both times I couldn't find an argument where an epic is better than him. He's a game changing epic. He just it depends. Like
And he's an epic doing something legendaries aren't doing. Like that's it. Because it's like I love Godseeker and Ear to throw one out, right? But like you can think of other things as unique as she is. Where Geomancer is what he does is stupid, very stupid.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, so I see that you mostly focus it on this key group here, which is really good. Obviously, very new account and all that. Already 260s that hasn't aged well on the bench. But this top 5 looks really strong here. I think Alice, maybe. I see the Brimstone here, which is awesome. That's going to give you some boss damage. And you did opt for the Giant Slayer, which is going to help you out in Clan Boss as well. So yeah, it looks good. I mean, yeah, the Poisoners unfortunately didn't age too well. Let's see, you have Karato here. You have Ultimate Gaelic, not Supreme Gaelic. You have Ultimate Gaelic. Goregrab. I believe Goregrab, 92 base speed really hurts, but I believe Goregrab.
Yeah, it's because I even 6-starred him.
Yeah, I think he gained speed at 60, so he's probably going to be, I guess, your arena booster once you get there.
I actually don't think so. So really quick, the couple ones I don't have built, you can see are Dazdirk, who is I'm in love with. I always wanted him. I've never had him on a single account. So I'm excited to get him going. I think he'll replace Goregrab since I have Wukong as the lead. This is a better skill here, and I love the cleanse. He's my first ever AoE cleanse. I'm so high on him. I did a video on YST's channel where we were just like raving about our favorite epics, and I went on and on about how I never pulled him. And then he was the only good void I got from the 30 I pulled the other day. And then I just pulled Dirndl and Hotatsu this weekend, so I haven't built them at all. They're next to Elaine, you can see.
Where's that?
Yeah, low level. Yeah,
Hotatsu,
so those are the
Hotatsu.
other guys.
For Clan Boss, Hotatsu can be
Cold Heart.
Yeah, for Clan Boss, Hotatsu can be
plan.
can be pretty good. So Leech and then the attack down really strong, increased defense. Yeah, his kit is perfect.
Yeah, the defense aura too, because my gear isn't like that good, right? Like it's fine for where I'm at, but I have no defense. So yeah, I'm planning it's kind of tough to know what to do. We kind of covered that on my channel in a more general sense, but yeah, but I'd say you could look like my Clan Boss team kind of sucks in my opinion for what I should be able to do.
Have a look.
So if we want to talk about things I'm bad at, you could totally roast me. I only did brutal so far.
Oh, brutal. Okay, so let's see here. You got a 1-key brutal with this team. You got Alice, Tagore, Geo, Kale, and then Ugo. Decreased defense. You got weaken. You got the plus speed. You got damage. How are the masteries on these champions? Not fully mastered, or?
Yeah, so you can totally get into me on that. So only Alice and Kale are done. I'm close on Tagore. But yeah, I actually would probably put Banshee over Kale if I had her mastered, but she's not done. And I don't know if she will be done, frankly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had a few thoughts. Like now that I'm getting Morag ready, she's booked out. So I was thinking Morag might be able to do something fun. I definitely want to get Hotatsu in. But yeah, definitely a place it's the most important thing, and I know I've underperformed there. So I can 2-key always on Spirit on Nightmare, and then sometimes on Magic, and basically never on Force because everyone's Magic except for Geo.
Yeah.
And Void obviously I can't because Geo's not putting out the right damage. Brutal I can 1-key everything except sometimes Force and not Void. So it's really imperfect. I still need to run this today, but that's also something you could roast me for. I'm not on top of my keys. I do about 3 keys a day because in Watcher realms we have 2 a day, and I'm always forgetting that we have 4. And like I tell myself every day I'm not going to mess up, and I mess up like 3 days a week probably.
The best thing, I think, the best thing for your clan boss team is probably Hotatsu. He brings a lot that I think your group is actually lacking right now. That's kind of holding itself back. So Hotatsu actually has the. We were just speaking about it, but he brings the attack down. The attack down is going to allow your
Totally.
team to survive, and then he brings increased defense. None of your champions actually do that right now. So both of
No,
those,
yeah.
yeah, both these are huge keys, and the leech as well is going to give you guys a chance to heal up. I guess Ugo brings leech, but here's a piece of advice for
Yeah.
you.
Dude, Ugo sucks for clan boss. It's just
Yeah,
my team. She's level 60 and she has heals and a defense
yeah,
break.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you plan to use her, I would suggest War Master so that she can actually heal up from Leech. So basically, like
Yeah.
when you have Leech or Lifesteal on, you pretty much must have War Master or Giant Slayer. Otherwise, they won't heal for a significant amount, and then that's kind of pointless having Leech there,
Yeah,
right? So
totally.
same will go with anybody you bring to clan boss that you require to keep alive with Leech. You definitely want to bring Giant Slayer or War Master. Alice, I think she'll be okay. She also, your brimstone damage is a pretty big deal. No books yet,
Totally.
which is interesting. Are you saving your books somewhere for another legendary?
Fabian, yeah.
Fabian, okay.
Fabian.
Fabian's gonna, yeah, definitely help you progress in some of the harder areas. So let's check out your dungeon crawling, I guess. Definitely gonna help you out there. Stage 20 looks great. Spiders, stage 16. That's pretty much where 5 minutes. I guess you didn't have too many good.
I haven't farmed it in a long time. I've only
Oh,
farmed spider once. I pushed to 16 because I had to do X number of spider for a mission. So I was like, let's see how high we go.
mhm.
And then for farming, I've just been farming 10 for the Fabian. I did like the bare minimum. It's just a weird thing, right? Like I should have ultimate Gaelic build and I should care. Him and Dazdirk, we could get some HP burn, but like I got all my, pinpoint stuff. So I just haven't thought about it.
Yeah, true, true.
Um,
Well, I mean, eventually you have to, slog through to hit 20 to get the Arbiter
totally.
if you want. Arbiter, I don't know how, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like Arbiter is like super necessary. It's just maybe a natural progression of what people do, but definitely, yeah, something to look forward to in the future. Level 24 Dragon, that's great. It's your highest dungeon, it looks like. It's just normal. Dragon's still the easiest one. Stage 23 for Fire Knight, which is pretty impressive, actually. What do you got here?
It's old Gruckus. So good. He's so good.
Ruckus. Okay. Triple hit.
Yeah, I just built him fat.
It's
Yeah, triple hit, decrease
decrease
speed, and
speed.
and heal reduction, and decrease attack. So
And speed in all
yeah,
dungeons.
he's kind of built for this. And I ran him at 50. I was pretty lucky because the Fire Knight tournament for Fabian was during the free gear moving. So I put Ugo's gear on him, and I put like my alt debuffer gear on Ugo. Because it's just he's not booked at all, not a single book, but it's like 60 to 75% chance on everything, but he's fast, so it worked.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So you got 23 on Fire Knight. Fire Knight's one of the harder ones for sure, like with that turn meter stuff. But it looks like you got a pretty good situation there. And then Sand Devil, you said 13. That's fine.
I usually farm 11, yeah.
Yeah, and Shogun,
Haven't touched
nothing.
it.
Yeah, definitely these dungeons. I mean, these dungeons, I wouldn't put too much stock into these dungeons, especially early on. Minnow, 15. Looks good. That means you can farm masteries. You can save a lot of resources there and gain resources there. Twins, pretty low, but Twins is super hard, especially early on.
Actually, let
Um,
me ask you about that. I just don't do it. Like I do it on Void, and I just don't do it the other days. Is that a good idea? I don't know. I just feel like
uh,
I can do 9 on a few of them. Force, I haven't even tried.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, getting these resources is important. It is important because these resources bring you the stones, and the stones bring you the blessings, which give you a huge power boost, especially if you get it. Even buying a 1 star for some, like 1 star for Wukong, for example, gives them HP, and then it gives them a chance to land Brimstone. If you want that, Brimstone can be big damage against bosses. I think 1 star for champions that you use on a daily is pretty massive, just because of the HP boost. But it looks like you're already working the 1 star.
You want to know a story? So Wukong's, I've seen him in my shop once in the Soul Merchant, and I had 19, and I tried everything I could, and I couldn't get a 20th. I filmed every event. I was at like 15, and I was able to get 4 more, but I couldn't get to 20.
Yeah. I think early game Iron Twins, I think it's not super important. It's kind of the similar stance with like other dungeons. Like you wouldn't want to invest too much energy into low levels because you're not getting much back. Whereas you can farm, like something that gives you tangible like benefit, like masteries, for example, especially early on. Masteries are super important. Like, we can see that a lot of your champions need mastery still for maximum benefit.
Totally.
Even like Geomancer, you're going to go with War Master nowadays. Like you mentioned Giant Slayer. That was changed.
I know they changed
Yeah,
it.
that was
Yeah, I know.
changed. Yeah, okay. So War Master is what you want nowadays. Even, Tagore, like you probably want, maybe um, Timely Intervention would be the one for revivers, most likely. Um, and then Ugo, I see you got the right mastery here. Sniper mastery is very important. And then I guess you go down to Eagle Eye. But for her, I guess it's
Yeah,
not
the
that
thing
important.
with the master is that's I find tricky. I bet a lot of people find tricky is like I was all in on my masteries, and then like Fabian comes, and it's like, all right, tough, And then since Fabian, right now, you can see I was just gonna wait till I could film it, but I'm gonna fuse Fabian. Um, and then I got the books for him, and then I have all these other guys I pulled during the Fabian Summon Rush and Champ Chase. So it's like I just feel like it's like the whole masteries thing is sweaty, like knowing
Yeah.
the right moment and yeah.
Yeah. That's, I mean, today we just got a big injection of energy right here. So
That's
this,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind
Actually,
of
I saw
nice.
that in your video. You were talking about that in your video yesterday. Like, make
Yeah.
sure to do your clan quest.
Yeah, so that's kind of nice that we got a little bit of injection there, and things like tag team, bazaar. It looks like you already got that. You can pick up a shard here if you want. Drexar is generally pretty good. I don't know if
You can
he's
snag him if you want.
sure snag him. Yep. So yeah, just doing your tag team stuff. I know it's obviously going to be kind of difficult because you don't have that many champions to make 3 teams, like little. So you just kind of do whatever you can. The fact that you're in bronze 3 is pretty good. Like
Yeah,
it's
so
pretty
shout
good.
out to Bront Cat Herder. He told me getting to bronze 2, people would set more one-man defenses and they weren't doing it. So then he told me to get to bronze 3. So I made that a priority this week. So hopefully we're going to see more one-man defenses. There we
Yeah,
go. That's nice.
yeah, you got some
That
softer ones, so now
that
you can get some free wins. Yeah, that's great. No,
yeah.
it's really good to see. Usually, like the tag team is the hardest, one of the hardest ones.
Look,
And
I just
you
fell
just
out.
fell out. Don't worry, I'll get you back in, man. I'll get you back in with this.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
so
Who is this guy? I never saw this guy before.
this
I gotta
guy's
tell you,
good.
that's one of my little joys. Like, there's twice as many champions as when I left. So that's what I do in arena. Like, I just like if I fight someone, I'm like, oh, I've never seen them before. I click and I review the kit for
Well,
myself. It's insane. It's
yeah,
insane how many new guys there are.
you can't beat any of these teams. Like these
Nope.
teams aren't like super strong, but yeah, you're not gonna be. So we'll step aside for a little bit. But yeah, that's cool. I saw that your Great Hall is actually super developed. By the way, for a level 40, day 49 player. So you definitely been slogging away on your Great Hall, which is really good to see. It looks like you have a pretty solid, like fast farm team, but obviously Gold 5, it seems a little bit harder if you don't have
Yeah,
those
I
easy.
did. I'm sure you know it as well as anyone. We were talking about this off camera. Just like it's on my phone while I'm doing other stuff or editing videos, and I'm just every 15 minutes refreshing, looking for free wins.
Yeah, yeah,
And then people definitely, I get enough defense wins because people think I'm not good, but they think I'm worse than I am, and they've got a slow team, and then we beat them, right? So we can. I don't know what our defense win rate is, but
yeah.
yeah, I actually got a question for you about the Great Hall, and then I'd love for you to roast me in Hydra. My Hydra team is a true disaster. It's really terrible. But so I started doing defense on my magic guys, thinking that might help a little bit. But then I don't know because I know there's an arbiter one coming, right? But I just don't know what to do with this anymore. Because like back in the day, you will know, right? It's all about accuracy. But now it's like I'm getting so much accuracy, man. I remember how I used to run accuracy auras on everybody, or on my big free to play account I ran was right around the Yoshi fusion is when I started. So I had to increase accuracy. I leaned on that so hard, but now it's just my Alice already has 360 accuracy, so
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with
for
this.
sure. Like accuracy has definitely fallen off in terms of importance. I feel like you still probably go accuracy until you get comfortable numbers. So right now I see like your champions are perfectly fine. Some of that is being active during that pinpoint event. So let's say somebody start right now, there would be no event dungeon, no pinpoint gear for them. Then accuracy becomes a priority. And then, so But I think accuracy is still first because that enables the key builds, right? That enables your debuffers. It has to be a priority for you to reach. If you can reach it comfortably, I would maybe even suggest something like crit damage, because crit damage is, it kind of helps like your whole team kind of like, I feel like defense, it's good, but it falls off like it falls off outside of like I guess clan boss for example, whereas crit damage really helps for like your nuking strength for your wave clears, your nuking strength for your arena, and it's one that you would really want later on as well when you just need a bit more damage. Whereas defense is like, oh, it's nice, now I can hit my defense requirements and now I don't need it anymore. Because for arena, for example, like HP is the preferred mitigation stat. Not even mitigation, but it's just effective HP. You get more of it by doing HP percentage as opposed to defense,
and you don't get the diminishing returns kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. My thinking there was like just getting to level 3 or something. You see, I moved on to force to try to get that. I was like, at least it's like some free extra tankiness for like only a few medals. But then I was like, oh wait, we have the arbiter thing. So should I just pick like magic accuracy and that be my arbiter thing and then move to crit damage? Is that what you'd say? Something like that?
I think magic accuracy. I forgot what the next one was. I think it was like 3 7s, or was it like first is the 10. After the 10, it might be like 3 7 or higher. So then I mean you probably have to like commit to one of the crit damages and then probably commit to the accuracy to get it to 7. It's something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't spread myself too thin, but it makes sense to get like some of the cheap easy stats with some of your like loose medals.
Like I did level 1 on everything because I was like, that's just like free. Easy like once stats. I had gold medals, I was like, it's like, what was it, 7 medals? Or it was like nothing. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
2 wins.
Let's have a quick look at your Hydra. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect you to have anything for Hydra, to be honest. You're like 2 months in the game, right? So what you would probably be running, it would be something like
so far so good.
Yeah, I mean your exactly 60s, right? You'd be running your 60s.
Yeah.
You might even run your reviver, a second reviver with plus attack.
So I did exactly this plus my 5-star Rector. That's the team I ran, and it's really bad. Yeah, that's
actually
all I do.
Rector is a good pick because she covers the head of Torment, makes it a little bit easier for you. I don't think there's too much, like you have no flexibility, right? Because you don't have a big roster. I see a Cold Heart here. She's going to help you for Spider.
Just got her, yeah.
Yeah, great. And I mean, your damage is going to be Geomancer and then Brimstone. So, you can only do so much, right? You got increased speed here, which is great. You got block buffs. You got the Torment counter. You got, damage. And then does Alice bring anything else? Nothing else. No debuffs. Yeah.
Nah, she brings Brimstone. She brings 5-star Blessing Brimstone. That's her job. So the funny thing with Alice, I mean, I think I'm still far away, but it's like clearly I will rebuild her, right? Like right now she's just my like superwoman, but at some point, I'm gonna take off the Brimstone, the Crushing Rend or whatever we want to do, and I'm gonna give her more of a PvP build. But yeah, I can't imagine it happening anytime soon.
Probably not anytime soon. So you probably want to go with full ignore defense at some point, but it's going to take a while. Doing normal difficulty for 18 million, that is solid. I mean, you're picking up, up rewards there.
Chimera were good.
Yeah, you're picking up rewards.
I'll tell you though, this has turned into 2 positive. So I don't even understand the trials. I know they're like little boxes to tick, but I'm like, it seems like you need specific stuff. I haven't even looked at them. I never do them. I just try to get my number.
Yeah. There's a trial here that requires HP burn. So you do have a burner here, and there's one that requires poisons. So you do have a poisoner here. So I don't know where you got this one trial from, but getting the top chest is pretty important too. Just getting some of these materials here to get you started.
Yeah, I haven't tried the next one. What's it called? Hard, just because I have got the 1 key on the other 2, so I figure I just do that. But maybe I should. I'm not sure. It's hard to know, man. There's so much new stuff like Curse City, Chimera. It's really hard to know what to be prioritizing. But doing our best. And yeah, I just got to say that they just make the start so easy. You get a good download link, you get a Wukong, you get an Alice. You know what I'm thinking? It's like if you started today, right? It's like you get no Alice, you get no Pinpoint. It's just 7 weeks later. It's kind of crazy how much it's like, when did you start playing? It's really going to change your early game experience.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. So, you obviously started advantageously with the Alice login, so that's huge. Yeah,
Accidentally.
accidentally, coincidentally. The other big thing is I would, yeah, definitely suggest, trying to do your Hydra the best you can. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult because Mithrala is actually a massive champion, and she's probably the one that a lot of new players will get before any of the other, progress champions like Arbiter or anybody like that. You probably get Mithrala before Arbiter, Lydia, Ramontu, Marius, any of those, and she is massive. She's massive.
I've got dreams of getting Lydia real fast. So my plan is I build whoever I want to build, and at some point we reassess, and then just make sure we have a nuker in each faction, and then we have a bunch of 5 stars, and then you move your gear around because that's a cheat code you can do now that we used to not have. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, no,
massive.
Mithril is nutty.
Yeah, that would be a massive help, especially with the free gear tokens that we get nowadays. Centranos, you're just doing the best you can. So that's good. Getting freebies here. Yeah. So so the new player experience, you're getting so much like additional goodies too, just by playing the game, right?
It's true.
So,
yeah, certainly in terms of in terms of energy, I feel like I'm not getting any more shards than I used to back in the day. But in terms of energy, it's a lot more. Like you're gonna, I can just destroy normal Doom towers. So I get a free energy there for every 10 levels, 12 times a month. You get all the advanced quests. There's the normal freebies, but now, yeah, I can just pop into Curse City and get something. So it adds up. It definitely does.
They took away like our sacred shard here after the 270 days, and there's a big uproar.
Really?
Here. Yeah, they took it away. So they haven't been giving us more shards. Actually, they've been kind of.
How did they sell that? How did they sell that?
They're here's a legendary champion. Actually, that's how they sold it. They sold it as giving us a legendary champion, this Cleopatrix.
Oh, I remember Cleoptrix. So that must have happened when I was playing. Does she still stink?
She's not good. She doesn't hit hard enough, basically, but she does bring Hex. She does bring Hex, I think.
Which did get buffed.
Yeah, which got buffed.
Yeah, when I played, Hex was just like a mark, basically.
That's right. All right, so yeah, so I was just like bouncing around your roster, and obviously your account looks super well developed. You're an experienced player. These champions look awesome. Like, to be honest, like it's a 49-day account. I can't really say too many bad things. And even in the places where you are not as well progressed, like for example, Clan Boss, you already have a plan for it. So it's really good to see, man. Again, I was looking through your account. Great Hall looks solid. And I actually noticed that, even your shard count, yes, you did spend a little bit of money and all that, but your shard count, you're holding on to your shards. You're ready for what comes next, which is really, really good. So it's great to see, like, it's basically an experienced player handling a new account with a little bit of money injected to make life a little bit easier for you. Anyways, no more questions from me. I think it looks great, man. Like, so thanks so much for showing everybody what, a brand new account could be. Kind of looks like after a little bit of effort and a little bit of help, but it still looks awesome. So any questions you have for me or the members in the community here?
Yeah, well, actually, if you go back to the shards, so I'm trying to bring like that free to players mentality to like, I've spent $225, right? But like, I've never done a Titan event. I don't even know what that is. So like, I don't know if I'm ready. I watched you talk about it, so I thought maybe, but that's kind of why you're looking at the shards like this. It was hard not to pull on the 2x. I just did one Void 10 pull for points, and I did 30 ancient shards, and I didn't touch anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just so the Titan event, is it as hard as everyone says, or do you think there's a shot we can get it?
So a Titan event is basically a 2-week fusion. It's basically the requirements of a fusion, not as crazy. You probably won't see 3 dungeon divers. You might see 2. So it's a slightly condensed fusion. And you basically get rewards along the way for all the Titan points that you acquire. So instead of acquiring like rares for a fusion, or acquiring fragments for a champion, you basically acquire additional Titan points that move you along a reward scale. So you pick up some extra rewards along the way, but obviously the main prize from a Titan event is basically at the very end, which is probably Fabian Soul, which we are looking out for, but haven't shown up yet. But the idea is to reach there, you're going to have to do a bunch of these events. it's probably going to include at least 2 summoning events. Hopefully it's, 1 summon rush and 1 chase. Sometimes they can get real nasty and be like, summon rush plus, something else nasty that's basically 2 summon rushes, for example, in which case, like, you wouldn't have enough shards. So you have to be prepared.
That's what I'm worried about.
You would have to be prepared for another fusion. It's tough. There is some allowable flexibility with all the Titan events that they ever released. So, for example, like the final milestone points could be 2,000, but they will put into the Titan duration 2,500. So you are allowed to skip 500. So that's where the planning comes. How you want to do it. So it might allow you to skip, one summon event, maybe. Right? If you can do everything else. So that's kind of the angle that somebody like in your position might need to look at and see if that's even possible.
Yeah, I have a backup plan, right? Because we're filming on March 25th. So I'm like, April 1st comes and I hit level 57. Maybe they throw 2 sacred shards my way. But
there you go.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. But awesome. I'm a little stressed out about that. You saw I've got a couple of like my fusion things ready for Broadmon, for Relic Keeper. So we'll see.
Yeah. That's great.
We'll see.
No, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's good foresight and all that, but definitely a little bit low. But as a spender, you have a little bit of a budget, so I think you're good, man. Anyways, yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for the question and all that. Thank you so much for letting me hop on your account. Actually, I mean, yeah, it's really good just to get.
Thank you for looking around. I was expecting a grilling. I hope this wasn't too laudatory for some of the viewers, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And it is kind of, I feel like I've done a solid job, so it's nice to hear that. Obviously, luck and money definitely helps.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. So once again, guys, this is Fastidious. I'm going to put his channel link in the description below. Make sure you guys check him out. Give him some love. Like I said, he's a pretty brand new creator. Not brand new to Raid, but a brand new creator. So give his channel some love. He knows what he's talking about. Got some good content over there as well. Fast, you got any closing remarks for everybody here?
No, man, it was a pleasure. We've been hanging out for like 3 hours or something. This has been a lot of fun. So thank you for having me, sir. I'm going to keep watching all that good content. And thank you guys for watching.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.